welcome to the channel, BOBSALES, this time's next year. And yes, I do need to change the thumbnail picture, the beginning picture, because my collectibles have gone up. But I do have 2 accounts running right now, so I do really need to get that sorted out. So anyway, that being said, let's get on to this week's video. So the first thing I want to talk about is the New York Con exclusives. Now we do know, starting Wednesday the 5th of October, we do have some Marvel Con drops. Of course, this is because of the New York Comic Con itself. And damn, that was a mouthful for a man with a lisp, so I do apologise about that. But with that being said, let's take a look at the Con exclusives. I think we'll start this video off by playing you VeVe's advertisement. And let's have a look in some details together at what's to come. So as you can see by the article, they start on the 5th of October and they end Sunday the 9th of October. So the first drop, as you can see, is the Con exclusive poster itself. So as you know, we've already had a poster like this for the San Diego Comic Con itself. So price wise, you could probably gauge it off of that alone. Now looking at the cost, it is 60 gems. Which is the same as the last one that dropped. Now I must say, for me, this wasn't for me at all, the last one itself with all the Spider-Man. I think this is one of them ones where you have to be at the event to enjoy this one itself. Because I think if you go to the event, it makes you more bullish on these sort of things. Like some of the artist works, we have like the Scott Tolson Decon mascot. But as I say, I think they're more of a celebration for the event itself. And normally, let's face it, that's why they've been brought, because it's the people at the events themselves. They do not seem to go up in money at all right now. Not the Decon mascots, not them sort of things, not these posters. So this poster right now for San Diego is sitting at 36 gems. So it's half price right now. Now at the time, there was a lot of excitement about this one. People did like this one. But for me, it was never a thing for me. And the prices are reflecting that it probably shouldn't have been. I must say the one thing going for this drop is definitely that it's not just one character in the picture. It's a whole multiverse. So that's kind of exciting. So I do think this may go for more value just for that reason. But it's definitely one to be careful of. And I do believe it's more for the people at the event itself. Now, before we get into anything else, I do like to put the giveaways at the beginning of the videos recently. Because you don't always get to the end of the videos. So if you'd like to win yourself a die-cast Batman car, then please enter the competition below. So the question for this one is going to be a bit harder. I'm going to ask you, what was the release date for Batman Begins? If you know the answer to that, write it in the comment sections and you'll be entered into the giveaway to win. Now, as I said before, guys, it is a small channel, so you do have high chances of winning. With that being said, I have actually spun the wheel for the last giveaway. And Booth 777, you have won the giveaway. Congratulations, my brother. I think I'll follow you on Twitter. I think we follow each other on Twitter. Inbox me a message and send me your address and I'll send one of them over to you as soon as possible. But if you didn't win this time, you're bound to win another time because not a lot of people enter, so you have really good chances. With that being said, that being done, let's get back to the video. So the next item on the agenda is actually the Marvel Daredevil himself. Now I must say, I do love Daredevil. I've always loved Daredevil, so I will be going for this drop whether it sells under or not. But with that being said, this is one pose. I do like the fact it's one pose only. But for the edition size 5,800, there's not a lot to go around and I do think that will keep the price above water. Now the list price itself is 50 gems. I would have preferred this to have been 30 or 40. As I say, Daredevil's one of my heroes, so I will go for this drop. Now, of course, there is a comic involved, and of course, we are going for the comic drops. We still always go for the comic drops, unless it's Mrs. Marvel. So it is another Spider-Man comic. Now, I'm not that bullish on another Spider-Man comic. I'm really not. We do have a lot of saturation in Spider-Man comics right now. Give us a Blade, give us an Alien, give us something. Now there is a plus to this. Sentiment is high around Spider-Man. But I do like the fact that it's super limited, so there's 10,000 editions to go around. And the cost price is back to $6.99. Again, the rare and the ultra rare are the VeVe exclusive covers by Sergio Davila, and yes, I probably butchered that name. I must say, looking at the covers of this one, I do like every single colour. I would say the secret rare on this one's really nice, and the ultra rare is really nice too. Overall, this looks like a pretty good comic to go for, and like I said, the editions may just keep its head above water. So as always, very bullish on the comic drops. As always, an NFT for 7 gems, you can't complain. Now, I must say, my least favourite drop is got to be the Scepter. Now, I know a lot of the VeVe fam, a lot of the community are crying for utility for this and hoping for it. And David Jew being David Jew, you'd us all by telling you there's more than likely going to be something with these. But for me, I've not gone for the set. I've not started collecting them. I really don't like any of these drops, I've got to be honest. Now, this one has definitely got to be one of the better ones. But honestly, yeah, they're just items for me. Now, there is only under 7,000 editions for sale. And the price is 30 gems. Now, the price is not overly steep. But for me, yeah, it's not really for me. But could it be a game plan to go for it and then sell it in the aftermarket? Because you know that people need it to complete their sets of stones. So that's an afterthought. Now, I think the big one of all of these is probably Mysterio. Now, you have 5,000 editions total. And I must say, the ultra rare is going to look really sweet in AR. The movements, everything looks really crisp from what I've seen on the video. Now, I do think after drop, this one will go kind of high. I reckon it's at least going to be 250 gems. Now, I could be wrong, so don't base anything on these facts. This is not financial advice. Sorry, I had to do that, and I've been waiting to do that for a long time. But yeah, as I say, do not go off what I say. But for me, I think this could do well after the drop. I think 250 gems. But the way with the market at the minute, who knows what it's going to do. Dr. Octavius is still in store, and that collectible was really good. The animation's really good, but yeah, it's still in the store. But there was more additions, there was more poses, there was the horrible red one. But with this one, the Mysterio, the animation does look good, and I think the ultra rare is going to do really well. Now, the box price for these, it is a blind box, and it is 50 gems. Could have been lower. Everyone likes lower prices, of course. But I think for 50 gems, you might have to hit the button at least once. So that's the drops. Let me know in the comment sections which ones are your favourites and why. And if you are collecting the stones, let me know if this is going to be part of your stone collection. So of course, that is not the end of the video. VeVe have done it to us again. They've released another smashing drop on us right now, and it's the 60th anniversary of James Bond himself. Now, I must say there's not really a lot about this drop. All I can tell you is it's the 5th of October, and it is a blind box format. So that means there's going to be multiple either versions or rarities, but I'm hoping it's definitely going to be versions. But you never know. We did get the Stormbreaker, which was 1 hammer in 5 poses. Now, as I say, I do like this drop. It does look nice, but it does all depend on the price, the editions and everything else, which we do not have yet. But I tell you what we do have Twitter. And I've got to be honest, Twitter does not look great this morning after reading some of these comments. So as you know, there is a company called Quidd, and they're trying to steal a lot of our VeVe community. But I don't have a problem with Quidd. Quidd can do what they want. As I say, I don't really know a lot about Quidd. I've not actually looked into it myself, but this definitely appears like it's on their site right now. So it's the same as that picture as they're using in the advertisement, in VeVe's advertisement, and it is on Quidd for $2.5. So as always, I make a video and it gets stuck in the YouTube editor. So right now, it's been sat there since 10 AM this morning. It is now 7 AM the next morning. So that is not overly good. So I've now updated the last part of that video because the last part was about the James Bond collectible, which at the time I did not have the article for. We now have the article. So without further ado, let's get into that quickly. So again, VeVe being VeVe, they've actually changed the whole setup up again. So the article today is actually showing 7 editions. Yes, I said 7 editions. And it looks like it's going to be taking place in the one blind box. Now each one listed looks like the same box price, so I assume it's going to be the same box. And there looks to be roughly 1,900 of each edition. With drops not selling again, it looks like VeVe have actually added some utility already by giving you an instant airdrop. I say instant, it's not actually instant, it's 2 weeks after. So the airdrop will be on the 20th of October, 8 AM PST. Now there is roughly 1400 editions total over the 5 rarities. And another thing for this drop is they seem to have themes for countries. And it does seem like it's the same James Bond in every single picture. So it is Sean Connery in each one. The only different one on there I can see is Her Majesty's Secret Service, which I think is George Lazenby, not the greatest James Bond. So we have Dr. No, UK. We have From Russia with Love, weirdly the American duo. You would have thought it'd be Russian. You have Goldfinger, the Danish version. You have Thunderball UK quad poster, which I would say is probably my favourite out of the bunch. You have You Only Live Twice, the UK poster. George Lazenby's Secret Service, French door panel poster, Diamonds Are Forever, Japanese one-sheet poster. Last but not least, we have the Fundable Danish one-sheet, which is in fact the airdrop. Weirdly, underneath that one, I do not see an edition size. As I say, box price is 40 gems. The only one that seems to be a different James Bond is George Lazenby. So whether or not that's going to hold any value just for that reason, I have no idea. And we do, of course, have the airdrop. So my thoughts on this one, guys, is you can either buy to sell this, because if you buy it, people do need it for the airdrop, if they're going to go for the airdrop. However, if you do not get this on the drop, and depending on how many you can get on the drop, I would not get caught chasing this. Sometimes in these situations when you're chasing airdrops, you can overpay for the items. And literally, if you don't dump straight away after the airdrop, you're going to lose 99% of your money straight away. The blue and beta drop is a prime example of this. I actually have both rarities in my vault right now, which I paid 30 gems for. They're now sitting at about 9 gems. Now, the airdrop I got for that did sell for good profit, but by the time I made the profit, because of not dumping the other drops straight away, I actually broke about even, I would say. Just be wary about getting caught chasing, guys. So I'm now really torn with this one. I really don't know whether it's a good idea to go for this or not. As I say, there's quite a few editions. There's 2,000 of each poster. They're all 40 gems, which ain't a bad box price. There is an airdrop on the 20th. But they will get dropped after the 20th. Every rarity is labelled ultra rare, apart from the airdrop, of course. And we know that From Russia with Love poster, the Italian duo one, is actually on the quidd site. That's the factors for that drop, guys. So I really hope you can make up your decisions based on that. At this point, I really can't tell you if I'm going to go for the drop or not. So anyway, if you haven't already, go and check out the Superstar Money channel, because I have just been on there and it was a lot of fun, I must say. Nice to throw some punches their way for a change. Anyway, I'm definitely going to do some live soon. It's encouraged me even more to do some, so that's definitely going to come soon. Anyway, I've been your host, BOBSALES. This time next year, we will be millionaires. A peace.